Once again, the G family are back on the police radar. Police say that Stephen G, who's the brother of Darren and Daniel G, is wanted on recall. The 43-year-old gangster is said to be currently in hiding after he breached his license conditions. Now, if you remember, back in 2017, Stephen, whom had issues with his mental health and dabbled in taking Class A like white, had launched a brutal and sustained attack on an elderly person who was also widowed. Stephen had the gall and the audacity to pretend to be a Liverpool City Council official and had specifically targeted his victim for his vulnerability and his age after the caught the victim idling. Now, Stephen had then demanded his victim go home to show Stephen ID. The elderly victim was then told in a menacing tone to hand over £1,000 or pay a deposit of £100 with a promise for the rest to be collected later. The pensioner, who is retired, was said to have been afraid and felt intimidated. They told Stephen that they did not have access to that kind of money. In fact, they had no cash at all. Stephen, whom was known to be running a 24-hour open shop selling Class A and Class B, had responded by balling his hand into a fist and replied by striking the victim, area the face, full force. The victim fell back immediately, sprawled out on the ground, and that was when Stephen upped his boot and then stomped again and again and again. With the victim not moving, Stephen then helped himself to the victim's car keys, then fled the scene. Now, Stephen G was ultimately caught when the madman left a half-drunken can of coke at the scene, which left his DNA. When Stephen was arrested by police, he was quick to blame his actions of leaving his elderly victim in a bad way due to the death of his brother, Billy G. That was why he flew off the handle. Now, Stephen G admitted robbery and he was jailed for 6 years and 8 months, with an extended license period for 4 years. And as I said, Stephen has breached those conditions and is now wanted on recall. We'll see what happens next, but let me know your thoughts on the case. Stay safe.